Let's do it.
Good morning and welcome to the Visionary Leaders Collective podcast. I'm Ariana Harley, one of your founders, and I'm thrilled to have you join us for today's episode. Our vibrant community convenes every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, fostering insightful discussions and sharing invaluable wisdom. Today, we're diving into the captivating realm of Doterra oils and discussing the parts of your collection that you may not be so sure how to utilize. And we are actually not discussing the parts that we're not able to utilize, but today we are talking about MetaPower is actually what we're talking about. If you miss any part of our discussion, catch us on the podcast recordings available on various platforms. For a comprehensive list of our community offerings, visit our website at www.hellovisionary.life. Don't forget to opt into our newsletters and text reminders for updates. Stay connected with us on Instagram, YouTube, and major podcast channels to continue learning and engaging with our vibrant community. Today, we are incredibly honored to have Aisha Harley, a prominent figure in the Doterra community, joining us. Aisha's journey with Doterra began 13 years ago when she was grappling with Lyme disease. In a profound turn of events, she discovered that the products not only improved her health, but played a pivotal role in her healing. So impactful were these changes that Aisha made a life-altering decision. She retired from her 20-year career in photography to dedicate herself to educating others about Doterra's transformative potential. Throughout her journey, Aisha has become a beacon of inspiration, advocating for self-healing and empowering individuals to become their own healers within their own homes. Her personal favorite oil blend, Slim and Sassy, underwent a transformation itself in 2022, emerging as part of the new MetaPower line. This revamped product quickly became her new go-to, sparking immense excitement and intrigue and transformation. Today, Aisha is here to share her wealth of knowledge and experiences with us, particularly shedding light on this innovative new product. So without further ado, let's dive into this insightful conversation with Aisha Harley as she unveils the magic of the MetaPower line and so much more. And Aisha is also my sister. I'll just add that in there as well. And Aisha, I'm going to hand the mic to you and hear about your experiences with MetaPower.
Thank you so much, Ariana. It's such a pleasure to be here with all of you and to be presenting today on truly one of my most favorite, it would be called my gateway, live on the desert island and you can only have one oil. MetaPower. As Ariana said, I was introduced to Doterra by Arin Fugate 13 years ago, which is absolutely crazy. And at the time, I was quite ill and going through a lot of life changes. And I was introduced to the oil Slim and Sassy. Raise your hand if you remember Slim and Sassy and if you were a fan. And this oil alone was truly life altering for me. So much so that I retired from my 20-year photography career and dedicated myself to educating others about how to use essential oils and doTERRA products. I was over the moon excited a year ago when Slim and Sassy got a massive makeover and became the new MetaPower, which I'm going to talk about today. And then these other products were added to the system. Just from that oil alone, I started sleeping after having 3 years of insomnia. And you are going to hear some remarkable testimonies today from some guests that we have on the call. And so I'm just really excited to dive into this and to share with you what this new MetaPower system is about. Now, please raise your hand if you're already taking the MetaPower, because I know some of you, we've had the product line out for a year now. So some of you are already loving it. Okay, I can see that some of you are already loving it. And then let me know in the chat if you are still not taking it, or maybe you have it sitting on your shelf, but you don't really know what to do with it. There's no shame. Because I know this is true for some people. Some people have gotten it and they're like, well, I take it once in a while, but I haven't really taken it consistently. Hopefully, after this call, you will have the clarity and the understanding and the inspiration to why I really highly recommend you take this product on the daily basis, especially if you are over 25. Is there anybody on this call that's under 25? Not that I know of. So if you are over 25, I'm going to talk to you about why this product really is so important. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to just dive on in here. Let me press play here. Okay, so before I dive in, I would love for you to put in the chat what you feel like is getting in your way of living your healthiest, happiest life. Do you want more energy? And or another way you could look at this is if you were to rate each of these from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest, where are you falling on that scale? So write all of these down. You can write them down on a scratch paper. Write energy, give yourself a rating from 1 to 5, your weight, 1 to 5, mood, sleep, clarity, and stress. And then if you're comfortable sharing in the chat, maybe the top 3 areas where you would really like to see improvement in your life. There's actually this book I read a few years ago called The One Thing, and it talks about if that one thing in your life is improved, the difference that can make in every single aspect of your life. I know for myself, it's sleep. Sleep impacts everything about my mood, my health, my state of mind, my productivity. And so I know that that is one top priority. And having had insomnia for 3 years, not being able to sleep is so detrimental. So please share in the chat what that looks like for you. And then, of course, we can't get started with this presentation without talking about the wellness pyramid. I listened to a fantastic podcast by Dr. Hyman. If all of you know who he is, he talks a lot about kind of staying young, and he has a wonderful book out. And he talked about how 30% of our health is impacted by our genetics. However, 70% is impacted by our lifestyle choices. And as we know through epigenetics, even if we are predisposed to get diabetes or certain cancers or heart disease, oftentimes we can turn these genes on and we can turn them off based on our lifestyle choices. So Doterra is a wellness company. There is not ever one thing. There's not one cure-all. I'm sorry to say, I wish there was. But it is a foundation. Your health is a foundation. And the base of that foundation is your nutrition and also your absorption and your digestion. Today, we are going to talk a lot about the metabolism and the importance of how both your nutrition and your metabolism play just major key roles in your overall health. And then, of course, there's your rest and your stress management. And then, of course, reducing toxicity out of your home, especially out of your beauty care products, your home cleaning products, etc. And then for us all to have informed self-care. And then, of course, when we need it, proactive medical care. So it's all of these pieces that impact our health. One thing that Dr. Hill said many years ago, and if you listen to this podcast, you've heard me say this before, we don't wake up one day with a serious disease. We don't just one day manifest diabetes or cancer or heart disease. It is the small things we do on a daily basis that make a really big impact. So by being aware of your nutrition, of having clean items in the home, etc., all of this adds up and really makes a difference in our overall health. So, of course, nutrition and metabolism go actually hand in hand to maintain your overall health. So, stating it simply, nutrition is the nutrients from food or smart supplementation, while metabolism turns your food into the energy that we need. However, unfortunately, we are living in a time where most of our food lacks actual nutrition that we need. And then combined with our stressful lifestyles, poor quality or lack of supplementation, our cells actually get really stressed. And in time, this can cause serious metabolic problems. So to bridge these gaps, doTERRA has an incredible product called the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which again, raise your hand or drop some love in the chat if you already take this. And this was designed to help fill the nutritional gaps that we are experiencing from our diet. And then also they created this new MetaPWR line, which again, this was created a year ago, so we're a year in, and this is going to help support your metabolic health. So together, bringing the LLV together with the MetaPWR, it's creating a potent combination, which is supporting your overall health by providing essential nutrients and then promoting optimal metabolism. I'm also going to give a shout out to our greens powder, and it's not on here, but we have an excellent fiber powder. So these products are meant to be used together as a holistic system to really fortify your cells, support your digestion, and to support your overall health. Okay, so what is metabolic health? I know that really before truly diving in and learning about metabolism, a lot of people just link metabolism to digestion, right? Not realizing that metabolic health is a huge factor of so many of our systems. So I'm just going to read what's on the screen here. Metabolic health refers to the overall state and efficiency of the body's metabolic processes. It encompasses various factors such as how well the body breaks down food to produce energy, it regulates blood sugar levels, it manages insulin, it utilizes nutrients and maintains a healthy balance in lipid, fat, and cholesterol levels. Good metabolic health implies the body's ability to function optimally, efficiently, and converting food into energy while maintaining stable blood sugar and insulin levels, which are crucial for overall wellness and disease prevention. Oops, let me go on to the next slide there. Okay, so this is a little staggering. I know that when I learned this, I kind of had that moment of wow, because sadly in our Western world, we truly are living in a metabolic health crisis. So only 6.8% of the adult population in the US actually have optimal cardiometabolic health. What this means is every 13 out of 14 people that we meet that are walking around have suboptimal metabolic health. And most people do not even realize this, right? So, what does it mean to have suboptimal cardiometabolic health? Well, sadly, this is what it leads to. It leads to hypertension, heart disease, insulin resistance, cancers, dementia, lipid problems, polycystic ovary syndrome, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, and it's not on this list, but Alzheimer's, also related to dementia, is being called type 3 diabetes, and they are finding that it is related to blood sugar issues. So obviously, these are all things that none of us want, right? So luckily today, I also have some good news because I know this is a little depressing, but it's also about having the awareness and realizing that our bodies are malleable and that our bodies can heal and that our bodies can transform. And the sooner that we take steps to help support our cellular health, our digestion, all of the things, the more that we can then age gracefully and stay healthy. So, again, the good news is the choices that you make really make a difference. So, again, remember 30% of our health is genetics, but 70% is lifestyle choices. So, eating healthy, getting daily movement, having healthy relationships, managing your stress, and having smart supplementation. These are all the 5 pillars that are going to help your overall metabolic health and keep you healthy and aging gracefully. Okay, so there is an inseparable link between metabolic health and biological age. And I find this really fascinating. So, metabolic health and biological age are deeply connected. Your biological age might differ from your actual age. So, say you're 50 years old, your metabolic health could be that of a 60-year-old, or it could be that of a 45-year-old. Sometimes we often can't really tell by just the appearance without actually looking at the blood markers and the overall health of what's going on inside of the body. So, your biological age might differ from your actual age, just like appearances might not match true age. Improving metabolic health doesn't just impact looks, it also influences how you age internally. Research, including studies from top institutions like Harvard, confirms the strong connection between metabolic health and your biological age. So, again, they're really inseparable. So, as you grow older, declining metabolic function affects your energy, your weight, your sleep, and your overall wellness. Taking control of your metabolic health now will directly shape how you age, both inside and out. So, how do we close this gap? Even for the average healthy person, aging markers begin to show up actually in your 20s. By the time you reach 50, I'm 53, your body is producing about half the NAD plus it was when you're 20. And I'm going to talk more about the importance that NAD plus plays as well as you have much less collagen. And I'm going to also share more about that. So here's this graph because medical advances are really helping us live longer, which is fantastic, right? We're almost living like double the years that our ancestors were. However, we're not necessarily keeping that quality of life needed to fulfill our powerful lives. So our lifespan is actually now exceeding our health span, meaning that we're living longer, but not necessarily with vitality and health for all of those years. So in fact, the last 8 years of life are sadly statistically spent with inhibited enjoyment of life because of health limitations. Now, on this graph, it's showing statistically the last 8 years. However, I've heard Dr. Hyman talk about it really being the last 20 years of your life being impacted with health challenges. And I want to talk about this just for a moment because we live in a time where we think aging is normal, but the things that come along with aging are normal. So getting exhausted, getting achy joints, starting to lose your memory, not sleeping, having blood sugar issues. My partner actually has some digestive issues, and his doctor said to him, well, that's just part of aging. And when he said that to me, I was like, what are you talking about? Getting acid reflux is not part of aging. It means you have something wrong with your digestion, and we need to correct that. Oftentimes, if your blood sugar markers are going up, doctors will say, well, come back when they're, at the problem level, and we'll give you medication. So unfortunately, our medical system is really focused more on sick care rather than health care. And what I've learned from listening to a lot of different doctors that are talking about this is that a lot of things that we accept to be as normal actually are not normal. And there are not ways that we need to live. And that aging, in a way, is actually within itself a disease. And that we have the ability to change that. And by making different decisions, we can live the rest of our lives healthy and strong and capable and thriving. So I don't know about you, but I certainly want my lifespan and my health span to be parallel, right? Like raise your hand if you agree. I do not want to, I say this in all love, but I remember seeing my grandmother in the last many years of her life sitting in a recliner staring at the TV. I don't want that for myself. I don't think really anybody does, right? So what we do now is really going to impact the way that we age. Okay, so as I said earlier, let me check the time there. The hallmark of aging begins at the age of 25, right? So at the age of 25, there is a molecule in our cells called NAD+. And I want to just take a moment to talk about how critically important this molecule is. NAD+ is like the energy driver in your cell. And it basically is what helps the cell do whatever that cell needs to do to function. As we age, we lose NAD+. And from that loss, it's like we're kind of operating with half the energy, right? So think of it like if you were driving your car, but you only had half the gas, so you could just never quite get as far as you ever wanted to go. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more as we get through the presentation. But I want you to understand the importance of NAD+, and I'll talk a little bit about that more in a minute. So the metabolic challenges that we face are, one, maturing fat cells, blood sugar spikes. Did you know that every time we spike our blood sugar, we actually cause oxidative stress and we actually age ourselves? So just take that in for a minute. Every time you spike your blood sugar, we age ourselves. So imagine doing that daily over a long period of time, the wear and tear that has on our body. We also want to look at our cellular integrity and then also our supplementation. So this is where the MetaPWR system comes in. MetaPWR stands for Metabolic Health and for Personal Wellness Realized. And this system is absolutely amazing. So let's dive right in. So again, I'm going to break down how this system addresses each of our metabolic challenges. So first, we're going to talk about fat cells. So upon reaching adulthood, the number of fat cells in the human body are more or less the same. However, these fat cells, they expand and they contract. So you can see these are actually balloons, and they show the balloons kind of in their original size, but through lack of nutrition, maybe eating too much, lack of exercise, stress, all of the things that cause our fat cells to expand, they begin to get larger and they begin to take up more space. So it's not that we do make more as they die off, but our fat cells kind of expand and contract. So I want to talk about the first part of the MetaPWR system, which is the metabolic blend. So this was the Slim and Sassy that got reformulated. It is a blend of grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon bark oil. That's all that's in it. And what's really cool is it actually has been shown in studies to inhibit your fat cell maturation. So it will actually help shrink fat cells and or keeping your new fat cells that come in from maturing. It also curbs cravings and it also supports your overall metabolic health. This comes also in different delivery systems. So you can see it comes in a gum, so you can chew it. It comes in an oil, so you can take it directly under your tongue. It comes in a beadlet, and it comes in a gel cap. So it's all the same, but as you take it throughout the day, you're going to find that it helps really curb your appetite. It really helps with cravings, especially sugar, carb, even alcohol cravings. And it will also just really help your body with detoxification. So metabolic health obstacle number 2 are blood sugar spikes. So again, I'm going to say it again, as your blood sugar rises and we spike it, we cause oxidative stress and that ages us. A key to your longevity, this is really important, is to keep your blood sugar levels as stable as possible. Now, when we eat, they're naturally going to rise and fall, and or unfortunately, for many, many years, especially my sister and I have suffered from hypoglycemia, which can also be as damaging as spiking it. So when your blood sugar drops dramatically, that causes a tremendous amount of stress on your body and also on your mental health. So we want to do what we can throughout the day to keep these blood sugar levels stable. So this is where the MetaPower Assist comes in. It has been designed, you basically take it right before a heavy carb meal or anytime you're eating sugars, and it will help decrease your post-meal glucose spikes. It also reduces the absorption of simple carbohydrates, and it helps support your healthy blood sugar response, and it really helps stabilize your blood sugar levels through the day. So I keep this in my purse, and I'll take it before I have, pizza or a burger or carbs. And I have a very special guest, Lisa Bonet, who is actually going to share her personal testimony with using the MetaPower system. So Elisa, why don't you go ahead and come on screen? I'm going to actually stop the share for a moment so everyone can see you. Okay, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Aisha. I just wanted to briefly share my personal testimonial. I've always struggled with blood sugar dysregulation, and I used to have a pretty complicated system using the essential oils, and it worked very well. But once I started using the MetaPower Assist, it was a total game changer. I didn't have to use that complicated essential oil protocol 2, 3, 4 times a day. Now I'm just using the MetaPower system, the entire system, but specifically the Assist has really lowered my A1C. And I'm excited to check it in the next couple of months because I'm pretty confident it's going to go even below 6.0. And so technically, I don't have diabetes with these numbers, and it's all because of the MetaPower system and specifically the Assist. But every single part of this system, as Aisha's going to go into, has such an incredible impact on your health because the Assist oil, as she mentioned, when I'm a little bit higher than I'd like, within a few minutes after taking a couple of drops under my tongue, I check my blood sugars again, and it's dropped 10, 15, 20 points. And so that also is just very powerful. That combination is so powerful. So if anybody's struggling with blood sugar dysregulation, Assist and the MetaPower oil have truly made a positive impact on regulating my glucose levels. So just wanted to share that with all of you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your share. And I want to, let me share my screen again, because I want to just highlight this. Will you just, again, kind of go over what's on this slide? Because this is a really big deal, right? So will you just kind of give a quick overview of what everybody's looking at here?
So when you have blood sugar dysregulation like diabetes, they take a blood test that just gives them an average of what your glucose levels are. And so every 3 months or so, every 4 months or so, you get your blood sugar checked. You can see here that I went longer than I should have, just because I also eat very low carb. That also helps with my blood sugar. And so I know how to regulate my blood sugar. I'm not at risk like other individuals. And so because of that, I can usually go longer than the average person. So you'll notice here that I went in February, it was 6.3, which is still really, really good for a diabetic. And then in October, I was a 6. And so the doctor basically commended me, and he noticed that it was lower. And normally doctors are reprimanding you and telling you that you need to improve your numbers and that you need to take care of yourself. And so he was very impressed and was happy to see that I was going in the positive direction.
Yeah, that is truly amazing and just warms my heart because I know how much you've struggled with your health. So thank you so much for sharing that. I just really find that so inspiring. Okay, so let's move on to now talking about cellular integrity. So this is where the MetaPower Advantage comes in. The MetaPower Advantage is simply a packet. You can see it in the photo, and it just looks like this. You mix it into cold water in the morning. I do it first thing in the morning. You put it in some water, you spin it, and you drink it. This is so much magic right here. So this promotes healthy biological aging and improves your health span. It improves your cognitive function. It supports lean muscle and connective tissue, which is really huge. I'm going to talk more about that. And it also improves your skin elasticity and firmness. This product is packed with synergistic ingredients. We could probably give an entire hour-long presentation just on this product. And I don't have time to go into every single ingredient in here. You can take a screenshot of the slide so you can look at it more closely. But I want to bring your attention to the marine collagen. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and the importance of that. The NMN, also the NADH. Those ingredients are one of the things that really make this so important. And Dr. O from Doterra has basically said, we've created MetaPWR Advantage simply to be a delivery system for NMN and the NADH. And I'm going to talk about why. But first of all, let's talk a little bit about collagen. So there are actually 28 types of collagen in our body. Did you know that? It is the most abundant protein in the body. And like NAD+, as we age, we actually lose 2 to 3% of collagen every year. And so, sure, a lot of people right now are taking collagen for the beauty elements because, we, of course, don't want our skin and face to sag and all the things that happen as we age. But collagen is really critical for your tendons, for your ligaments, for your joints, like for your overall health. Again, it is the most abundant protein in the body. And so the other thing about collagen that is really important to know is that a lot of the collagens on the market are only a couple of types of collagen. Oftentimes you have to be really careful because a lot of collagens have glyphosate in it, which is coming in from Monsanto. It is not something you want to be putting into your body. It's very toxic. And so unless it's really tested for purity, you don't actually know what's in your collagen. Our collagen is a marine collagen. It is tested for purity, and it's 12 times more absorbable than regular collagen, and it's also sustainably sourced. And I'm seeing Julie and David, you just popped your camera on. Did you want to add anything to the collagen slide, or did I touch all the points? I know we have the doctors in here, and you often have a lot to say about this.
I just wanted to add a testimonial that I'm Dr. David Shapiro. I'm a chiropractor in Hawaii, and many of my patients are veterans, and many of them are 100% disabled. And I just wanted to share a story about one that you're going to talk about NMN a little bit later, but it helps give energy source to our mitochondria. So it gives people a lot of energy. And we have one veteran who, again, is 100% disabled. And if he does too much, he goes out weed whacking or working on his car, doing this stuff that we think is normal, then the next day he's hurting. And he got so much energy from using the collagen and just mixing it in his water in the morning that he would do too much. He would go out and weed whack. He's got acreage. That's what we do in Hawaii. We got land and lots of weeds because there's lots of rain and everything grows. So he went out weed whacking and he did too much. And he did that over and over again. He said, I'm not taking that collagen anymore. It gives me too much energy. Had him, so I suggest they take just a half in the morning and try a half in the evening. And that actually did the trick. It didn't give him so much energy that it actually gave him like false confidence, because his body, I mean, he's elderly and his body can't handle everything that he wants to do. Eventually it might be able to with the collagen, because with me and my shoulder and my wrists, and it took about a year, but that's all healed. And those were for years. So eventually he might be able to handle that, but right away he was not able to. And this just separating the dosage decreased that burst of energy he was feeling, and it allowed him to take the product, and now he'll be able to enjoy the long-term benefits. Just wanted to
That's so awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I love it when too much energy is a problem. So let's take a moment and talk about NAD+, which you can also refer to as the fountain of youth. And I'm not even gonna, I wrote down the bottom what NAD+ stands for. I can't quite say it. Julie or David, are you good at pronouncing that?
we can sound it out.
Yeah, go for it.
Nicotinic dinucleotide. Or
Yeah, there we go. So I know this can get very complex, and I don't want it to be confusing, because a lot of people can kind of start spacing out. So I'm going to give you the Aisha Harley layman's explanation of NAD+. Is that okay? We have all the doctors that can have their doc talk, but I'm going to give you my very simple explanation. This is the fountain of youth. The discovery of this, which is fairly new, is actually said to be equivalent to this discovery of antibiotics. That is what a big deal it is. I want you to know that I go to a wellness spa and people literally pay thousands of dollars for NAD+ IV drips, which is actually synthetic. It's a very large molecule, and so it's hard to absorb. And when you get that IV drip, it actually makes you sick. The other thing is it's something that you have to do on an ongoing basis. So what's really incredible is that, remember I talked about the NMN and the NADH. Those are precursors to have your body make its own NAD+. Right here in this little packet, you take this every day and your body will create its own. Now, this is a big deal because remember I'd said we lose 2 to 3% of our NAD+ a year. And without NAD+, we would die instantly. That is how important it is. It is in every single cell. And remember, it's the driver, it's the energy, it's what helps that cell do its function. So this is not about just vanity and looking young. It's about feeling young. It's about feeling good. It's about being healthy as you possibly can. So again, we can close that gap between your lifespan and your health span. So this is something that taking it every day is going to have massively good results in your system. So studies have shown, and we are excited because we've actually have some clinical human trials that by taking MetaPower Advantage, in your first week, you are increasing your NAD+ levels by 20%. After 2 weeks, 23%. And a little while back, I did a presentation on what happens when you take this over the course of a year. Because sadly, and this is just how it is, if you stop taking it, within about 30 days or so, your NAD+ levels go back to baseline. So this is really something that you want to take on an ongoing basis. And as you do, you will progressively see changes. Maybe you'll look at your outside and go, I mean, people do see them, a lot of changes on the external appearance, but where you're really going to see these differences are in your blood markers, in your overall health, in your energy, in your mental health. My mother was on the verge of going on blood pressure medication. And I put her on the MetaPower and it dropped her blood pressure. So she did not have to go on blood pressure medication. That is massively huge. And I want to share this website because this isn't just me saying this. There is an incredible website. It's called nmn.com. And I love to go here and geek out on all of the studies about NMN because there is a ton of research. And I'm just going to like throw some of these out. It protects against diabetes and obesity. It repairs macular degeneration in your eye aging. It improves cognition in mice with Alzheimer's. It helps increase the blood flow to the brain. It can help alleviate depression, delay strokes, and prevent stroke damage. Improves cognition and mitochondrial after, oh, I can't read because the people are covering. You guys can probably see that. It also can be really supportive if people are in cancer treatment. And then also, in a study with men, it showed that it improved the muscle strength and the lean muscle mass. One thing that happens as we age is we lose muscle mass, which is called scarpenia, and that actually can aid towards like breaking bones. You know, a lot of people actually die from breaking their hips, right? So we want to keep our muscles strong as we age. So as you can see, go geek out on your own, but this alone is massive, all of this research. And I have a really amazing testimonial from our dear Mika, who could not be here today, but she's going to talk about what happened with her eyes. So I'm going to play this.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Mika. Sorry I can't be there with you live, but here is my testimonial. I'm going to try to make it really short, even though it's a big story. So I've been taking MetaPower collagen for a year, and I get my eyes checked every year as well. So I started to take the MetaPower collagen in September. My eye exam was in October. I've been taking it every day. I think I missed one day. So fast forward to 2 weeks ago, I was getting my eye exam, and it was taking a really long time. And then that doctor brought in another doctor, and they were testing my eyes more. Finally, it was an hour and a half. And I said, hey, if you have something to say about my eyes, can you just tell me? Because this is a really long eye exam. And they said, your eyes have significantly improved. You were developing a cataract last year, and we don't see any signs of cataracts. Also, we're always concerned about your eye health. You're the back of the eye for you, because your father has macular degeneration. Your eye health has improved as well. And I said, it's got to be the MetaPower collagen that I've been taking, because people have reported, not me, I didn't even think of it, that it was helping their eyes, which was a great segue into me wanting to meet with them for the collagen, talking to them about that for the patients. But aside from that, so then they said, we want you to try something. We want you to put one contact in your left eye and leave the right eye open, nothing, and see how you do. So I sat in the clinic, and then they tested my eyes, and I had 20/20 up close. And farther distance wasn't 20/20, but they said it was good enough for me to drive with just the one contact in it. And that's what's happening now. That's why I'm not wearing glasses. The trick is, don't just take collagen, the MetaPower collagen, for a week. And this is working deeply. It's working on the brain health, the eye health, the intestinal health, The joint health, that takes a lot of time, but not really, because it's been a year and my eyes improved. Definitely, that's why I'm wearing my hair down. My hair has gotten longer, shinier, thicker. These are all the side benefits of MetaPower collagen. So take it from me and listen to these other testimonials. Take it every day and see what happens. Take it for a whole year and see what happens. Thanks for listening.
Awesome. Okay, let me move through. We are narrowing down on time, and so I want to wrap this up. So this is Dr. Josie and Dr. Louise's recommendation on how to start taking it, because some people are like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed, there's too many products, but it's really simple. So we recommend taking the Advantage, the collagen powder like this. You just mix it into water, mix it, drink it. This is not a put it in your water bottle and sip it all day kind of thing. You put it in. I literally brush my teeth. I do it right after I brush my teeth before I do anything else. Now, if you are over 60, you could do it at night before you go to bed. You can do it in the afternoon. You know, you ultimately can do it whatever works for you. Just stay consistent with it. We're recommending that you do it for 3 or 4 days and just do that part of the system and see how your body responds. Now, if you get a little diarrhea or might get a little bit of a headache, just know that that can be normal as your body's adjusting and detoxing, and hydrate and give it a few more days. Okay, so if that all goes well, then you can add the metabolic assist. And we recommend taking 1 gel cap, again, before your heaviest meal. Oh, no, wait, sorry. This is, sorry, the metabolic blend, which is, I have those images, I'm realizing, reversed. So my apologies. So the metabolic blend is the oil and or the gum and or the gel caps or the beadlets. Again, so it's all the same. They're just different delivery systems. So I like to take 3 to 5 drops under my tongue. You can take the gel cap, 1 in the afternoon, 1 at night with dinner. So you can just take that throughout the day. You can chew the gum. So again, this is going to help with shrinking of those fat cells and also help with cravings. And then the assist, you're going to take before your heaviest meal. And you just take, I keep this in my purse. I take it before I eat. Super simple. If you're having all proteins and vegetables, you don't need to take it. But if you're having any kind of carbs, sugars, or you know what, I hate to say it, but if I'm going out for some ice cream or a little treat, I'll have one before I have my little treat to help keep my blood sugar stable. So that's how we do that. You can also take a screenshot of this. This is some recommendations from Doterra. And really, you're going to find your rhythm with it. Just keep it around so it's available to take. Okay, if you want to do a deeper dive and you like to geek out on all of your stuff, you can take a screenshot of this. Doterra has a whole course on MetaPower, and it's going to go into a lot of the talking points that I talked about today. Oh, and then here I want to show you, this is my own results. This was after 4 months of taking it. You can really see the difference in my face. Look under my eyes, around my cheeks and my chin. And then on my belly, I'm like past menopause, and I had that really stubborn visceral fat that just wouldn't go away. And I really saw some like tone and kind of loss of that belly fat from being on the MetaPower. You can really see it in the center of my belly and especially on the sides. And then I actually, yeah, okay, I'm going to go through these and then we're going to bring Florence on for her testimony. I'm not going to read through this, but this is one of our doTERRA leaders who's been on it for a year. She ended up losing 21 pounds through the year. And this really isn't, I mean, weight loss is fantastic, especially if it's needed, but this isn't a weight loss system. This is an overall health system. So we just want to be clear about that. You can see the difference, like the loss of inflammation in her face. This is, again, just like a short time on MetaPower. Look at the difference in her chin and her neck. You can really see a big difference in her face here. And this was really amazing because this woman had these sores on her hands for 5 years. And it was after taking the MetaPower that her hands started to heal. Here's another just example. And then I really love this testimony because it says 41 days of being able to bend over with ease, run up the stairs, better sleep, reducing of head shakes, improvement in cognitive function, reduction of inflammation in face, neck, and knees, ankles, and feet. Feet feel better, better flexibility and elasticity, increase in endurance, improvement in mental health, back discomfort is improved, soft skin, elbows and knees, better eyesight. So again, this person, there was no weight loss, but look at all the other benefits. So please do not measure your success based on weight loss. A lot of people say, well, the scale hasn't changed, but you know what? Your measurements and your body composition might be changing. So please pay attention to all of the markers. Okay, so let me share with you how to get started. It's super simple. There is an enrollment kit. There's no enrollment fee. It's $179, and this gives you all of the products to get started with. So please reach out to the person that invited you to this webinar, and they will share with you a custom shopping link to help you get started. I also want to share, if you are already a customer of Doterra, what's really cool is if you purchase the LLV or the MetaPower on your loyalty rewards order, which is our monthly ordering program, you can get all of those products on the right for a very reduced price. So Doterra will help you kind of mix and match your own custom protocol, and you'll save a lot of money. And then this is just what your daily routine could look like once you're integrating both the LLV and the MetaPower oil. And we are at the top of the hour, but if you would all hang out just for a few more moments, because I want to bring Florence on to also share her very powerful testimonial. So Florence, I'm going to hand it on over to you.
Okay. I'd like to say I am 73 years young, and I am going to beat the statistics about what you were sharing about the 20. Usually the last 20 years of your life, you're pretty crippled up and not living life to the fullest. I fully intend to live at least another 20 years. And MetaPower is going to be my mainstay all for the rest of as long as I can do it. Anyway, my testimony is that my energy levels have been astounding. I've been on MetaPower about 15 months. Oh, it says my language has changed to German. No, okay, just ignore that. Okay, all right, I'll just ignore it. Sorry about that. Something popped up. It said German on there about my language. So anyway, I have, and I want to point out something about this energy level because we keep talking about it. This energy level that we're getting from the MetaPower system is not like a energy drink, caffeine, that kind of thing, because I've experienced that in years past where you get that burst of energy. This is an ongoing energy throughout the day, and that I could just keep going. What was the word for it? I uncovered a secret garden that had been neglected for 7 years. And I mean, I was pulling out big, deep roots of blackberries. And anyway, that was like, I just kept going. And So energy has always been really good for me since being on MetaPower. The sugar cravings, here's another little good thing. You know, in years past, so I'm 73, I've had issues where life happens and I gained weight, but nothing, any program I ever did never addressed those cravings. You guys, I would still have, quote, the peppermint patty every night. This MetaPower took away that peppermint patty. I mean, and so my cravings are none. I mean, literally, I don't care. I don't have to have 2 or 3 cookies. And that doesn't mean I don't, because I'm also been making sourdough products, which I think in turn has kind of helped that as well. I've been able to do that all year long. And so anyway, but my sleep is really good. My ability to process emotions have been really right on, which is good. My hair, oh my gosh, I shared a picture there of the hair. I have all these little spikes. And for a while there, before MetaPower, I had lots of my scalp showing. And now it's just so full. And I'm very grateful about that as well. And I know we've talked about don't measure this MetaPower on weight loss, but I lost like 12 pounds. But the most important thing you guys need to hear is I lost an astoundable amount of inches. And that was a game changer for me. So, and I use all the products except for the gum. And when I feel that extra craving, something, that right now we're in the holidays, right, guys? So when I feel maybe I want to indulge in that extra piece of fudge or whatever it is that's being presented, I know I can just pop a MetaPower soft gel in, right? If I'm out in public, otherwise. So we've got a really amazing system. And I can attest to you guys, I'm in this age group where there are a lot of people around me that are in my age group, and they've got so many aches and pains and crippled up. It just makes my heart sad. And I just wish that, I hope I'm leading by example. That's all I can say is I want to lead by example, because I don't want to be that person that you talked about that sits in the chair and watches TV all day. I want to be active. I want to be out there. So anyway, I do have a passion for this.
Thank you, Florence. You're so inspiring. It's been incredibly inspiring to watch you transform through the year. So I want to be mindful. It's a little bit past the hour. And so what I want to do is wrap up this call and turn the recording off. If there are people that want to stay and ask questions, I know somebody also wanted to see a slide. I'll pop that up. We can do that. So I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. This is our last call of the year. So we're going to take the rest of the year off, and we will be back on January 8th for our 2024 season. We will be on a different platform, so please pay attention. There'll be a new link for the call. We're going to hop off Zoom onto a new platform we're excited about. And I cannot believe it's the end of another year, but we are excited to move forward into 2024 with all of you. So let me turn the recording off really quick. Hold on, where is my recording? Oh, you know what happened is, sorry, hold on. I wasn't the host anymore, so I lost my controls there. Okay, there we go.